Okay, so in terms of credit reporting, that is going to be a relevant category of information that we're going to need to deal with in these credit reporting provisions. It's Part 3A in the code that deal with that. I've talked about credit information and what it means. And a lot of this is that consumer style information, that consumer style default information about an individual and what their credit worthiness is like. If we want to get that information, then that's largely how this is going to apply to us. So what I'll talk about is how we go about obtaining that information, how we use it, and how we disclose it. The collection of the information, if we're going to go about collecting this credit information, one, it needs to be for a consumer credit. If it's for a consumer credit related purpose, we can do it. But we do need the express consent of the individual to actually collect that information from them. If it's for credit guarantee purposes, we need the express consent, and it does need to be in writing. So, as it was touched on before, yes, this is going to create some more headaches for us. The other thing is how we can use the information once we do have it. Our permitted uses are, one, assessing credit applications, that's a permitted use, assessing a guarantee application, and collecting payments. That's essentially, as in commercial credit world, if we want to collect that credit information, then these are the three things that we can use credit information for, but we can't use it for any other purposes. And then in terms of the disclosure of the information, we need to have a signed privacy statement to be able to disclose the information. So, going back to the question before about disclosure between credit providers, the question is what type of information are you going to disclose? If that ticks the box of credit information, and bearing in mind a lot of the payment and repayment and default information talks about consumer payments and defaults, then you, if it does tick those boxes and you are going to disclose that, you can't disclose it without the consent of the person whose information it is. And worse than that, you've actually got a positive obligation to make sure that the person you're giving it to is entitled to it. So again, that's another example of new boxes that we need to tick in those documents.